Hi, I'm Courtney from Canadale Nurseries, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this take-home kit for the holiday sleigh. So the first step is we're going to take our sleigh. We already have our pre-attached Oasis foam, which we're going to be sticking all of our greens into. First, we're going to start with our cedar greens. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut about 5 to 6 inches off of each green. We're just going to be using the tips of all of our greens. All we're going to do once we have our tips, again, 5 to 6 inches on some parts, 4 to 3 on the other parts, you're going to strip the bottom and then you're just going to stick it in the Oasis foam. You don't want them to be too long because you still want some of your wood showing on the sleigh. You don't want it to be full of greenery. So as you're going around the perimeter for your first layer with the cedars, you're going to want to keep an inch between each green placement. So when your first layer is done, it should look just like this. Next we're going to do is we're going to take our princess pine tips and the same thing. You want probably about 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches. And you're just going to cut the tips off. You can peel the bottom if you want to. And then you're just going to stick them in about 1/2 inch above where you put the cedars. And then you're going to go all the way around and do the same thing. Again, remembering to angle them slightly upwards. So once you are done all the princess pines, it should look like this. So after you're done with the princess pines, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your cedars and do the exact same thing again. So once you're done the cedars, we're going to do one more row of pine, and you can see it's kind of starting to fill out. So we're going to do one more row of pine tips, same size as before. And these pine tips should almost be to the top of your Oasis bar, just kind of below the first cage. So after we have done about 4 layers, starting with cedar pine, we're going to grab our bow. And what you're going to do is you're not going to stick the pick straight in. You're going to come at it from kind of an angle. The bow can be angled or straight. Just want it. It's going to look like this. Then once you have that done, you can adjust it just however you like it. You're going to grab your noble pine tips. You can pick out your prettiest one. Strip the bottom. So you want about 2.5 inches stripped. And then same thing you did with the bow, you're going to slide it in on an angle. You're not going to stick it straight in. So you're going to slide it just underneath the bow. Take another one, and this time you are going to stick it in the top. Again, just sliding it in, I think. Just so that it lays flat. The closer you stick it into the bow, the less you'll see the strip part. So it's just going to look like this. You can see one right here and one right here. Then what you're going to do is go back to your cedars. You can use a little bit longer pieces in this part. And then you're just going to slide them in just underneath the noble pine. And now all we're going to do is really cover our oasis foam. So I'm going to alternate back and forth. I'm, for the most part, just going to use cedars, but I'll add in the occasional noble pine. So you can kind of see that I'm just filling in the spaces so that you can't see any of the oasis foam. And then you just stick them in. I usually stick about 4 pieces in, just one on each corner. Once you've kind of covered up the front, is you're going to lay it on each side, and you're just going to fill in any spots where you can see oasis foam. We have 3 pine cones, just small, medium, and large. You can kind of see the difference. And then we have 1 berry that we are going to break up. So you can get your wire cutters. I'm cutting them, leaving about 5 inches of the pick. When you're sliding these in, you want to slide them in the exact same way that you slid in the noble pines and the bow. So I'm going to take my biggest pine cone. I'll try to do it like this. I'm going to just slide it in on the bottom corner. Again, it may take more than 1 shot to get it in the placement that you like, and that's okay. Just like that. So that's how mine looks right now. Then I'm going to go with my berries. So remember, you had a small, medium, and large for your berries. You're going to want to put the large one on top, just behind the bow. And again, we're not sticking these straight in, we're sliding them in on a diagonal. Then we take our small set of berries and stick it in just underneath the bow. And then with your last medium berry, you are just going to stick it with just beside your large or medium pine cone. So then you can just fluff the berries, the bow to your liking, and take one last look over to see if you have any spots of oasis foam showing, but you're done and you have your final product.